Hi ladies, welcome to our panini. This is Sarah Tova Best. Hi. Do you ever make soup? Do you ever create virtual soup? What are we talking about? Now what is my soup in a kitchen, in an inner sanctum kitchen, have to do with spiritual soup? What does it have to do with the Parsha? Over 3,000 years ago, Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, was in a conversation, so to speak, with God. And God said, I have a mission for you. Here's Paro. You're going to be going to Paro. You're going to encounter him in his inner palace, in his inner sanctum. His inner sanctum, his kitchen. We'll call it his kitchen. The place where he's most at home himself. I want you to meet him head on, and I want you from that place to create a revolution. And Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, was hesitated, because his hesitation was the following. Paro represents an incredibly powerful force, both in the negative, the deepest evil, and in his source in the positive, sourced in the highest light. And either way you look at it, Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu said, to go there spiritually, that we can do. To go into the inner sanctum of true power, in physical life, in an actual physical body, with an actual bowl of soup, with actual chairs and tables, in actual physical life, can't do it. It's too powerful. When you're talking about a physical world, the bowl of soup, the chairs, the tables, the kitchen counter, this stuff is limited stuff. It's stuff of the world. You can't put that face to face with a hugely powerful revelation. Said God, good point. You're right. You can't. But if we do this together, we can do it. What was that called? Boel Paro. Come to Paro, said God. Not go to Paro, come to Paro. We are going to do this together. We are going to go into the inner sanctum of truth and reality, and we're going to there, in that place, create a revolution. We're going to access the highest light, the highest, deepest secrets about the essence of truth, and we're going to merge them with the lowest realities. And if we fast forward this scene in the Chumash, in the Parsha, says God, so to speak, what's it going to look like? What is this scene played out in Parshas Bo going to look like if you move it forward 3,000 and some years? It's probably going to look like a Jewish woman standing in her kitchen with the bowl of soup cooked on this stove, with the mimer, the virtual soup, the spiritual soup, side by side, together, creating a revolution. That's a very feminine thing. If you go to a man and you say, we're going to have virtual soup and we're going to have spiritual soup and physical soup, they'll say, huh? Maybe you need a nap. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. It's too weird. And hence Moshe Rabbeinu said, Hashem, God, these two things don't go together. Don't present to me these powerful revelations of light while I'm in my physical existence. They don't go together. Don't give me this and this together. These don't fit together. And God said, yes, they can. Yes, they do. We will do this together. When you're enveloped by the essence of God, everything becomes possible. So what does that mean for us today? It means that revolution that was created then, that prepared us for the cataclysmic event of Matan Torah, when we received the Torah, that's exactly what was going to happen. Spirituality and physicality were going to merge. From the moment of the receiving of the Torah, we were going to be able to take a penny, a nickel, put it in a tzedakah box, and there would be a burst of light, whether we see it or not, that would fill the entire world and all of history forever. When we would take, from the moment of the giving of the Torah, when we would take a bowl of soup and say a bracha on this soup, the light created from that would fill the world forever and ever. And when we would stand at the stove and cook up that soup, the holy thoughts and holy kavanas and sense of holy mission behind that act of cooking would fill the world with light forever. That's what would happen when we stood at Mount Sinai, at Har Sinai, receiving the Torah. How was it prepared for? Somebody had to do it first. Somebody had to merge spiritual light and powerful light with physical existence. What did that look like? Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, had to face Paro in his source, in his deepest source, in his highest source, in his power, while Moshe Rabbeinu goes in physically, shoes, socks, scarf, sweater, physical existence, spiritual and physical meet. Until that moment, it was not possible. The moment Moses went there, it changed forever. And so here we are, these 3,500 years later, and every moment of our lives, we are doing Boel Paro. We stand in our inner sanctum, because remember, what was the fear? What was the concern? Don't send me to Paro, but don't send me to his inner sanctum. It's too powerful. It's way too powerful. I can't go there. Let's do reverse engineering. If we're standing in our inner sanctum, in our kitchen, which is the nurturing hub of the entire world, a Jewish kosher kitchen, it's there to warm, nurture, and nourish the entire world. For how long? For now? For last week? For last year? For all of the past? For all of the present? For all of the future? Your bowl of hot piping soup, somebody once told me, it doesn't just feed people physically, because we no longer have a distinction between the physical and the spiritual. When you have that bowl of nurturing soup, it's feeding people physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Your soup is creating a revolution. But here we are, the women of this generation, and we have lots of ways of making soup. We have lots of ways of enacting on a moment-to-moment basis Boel Paro. Enacting this energy, reenacting this energy in which God says to us, we're doing this together. We're going to create a revolution which will merge the spiritual and the physical. We're going to do it together. We're going to take the highest secrets of truth together. We'll explore them together, says God. And we're going to cook up the most basic things that exist in the earth together. And we'll create a new product. We'll create a blend such as never was before. And with this blend, this is the secret sauce that literally has the ability to warm the cold inner vacuum, the cold inner steel cold insides of the world. Because we live in a world now where people are freezing. People are looking inside of themselves, and all they see is a deep, dark pit of horrific emptiness. And then at the same time, that's like Paro, deep, dark emptiness. And then the contrast is this. In here, yours, your combination, your personality, your way of putting them together in your inner sanctum. This is the antidote for that. This enactment of Moses, of Moshe Rabbeinu, the combination of pure holiness is the antidote to the dark, cold ugliness of Paro that pervades the world. And guess who owns that antidote? You, here, now, more than ever. So ladies, this is the month of Shvat. Kabbalistically, Shvat is about eating. So here we go. And Kabbalistically, the month of Shvat is about leadership, Malchus, the beginning of the 7th generation. Malchus, V'kam Shevet Yisrael. A scepter, a ruling scepter will arise in Israel, the ruling scepter. So ladies, it's really time for us to step into our innate feminine leadership role in our unique way to warm the world, as we said, to present that wisdom, that warm, nurturing wisdom that in a sense only a Jewish woman can present to the world and can invite the world into. And surely when we do it, we will look around and realize that we've created such a warm, beautiful, cozy space out of the world that will then apply the term dir b'tachtonim to the world, and we'll say, that's it. We did it. We got there. We're ready to dance the dance of Mashiach in the third base of Mikdash now. Thanks so much. I'm wishing you a good Chodesh, a wonderful month, a month of true feminine leadership and true Geula. Thanks so much.